Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage. Here we have a Dinky Toys Daimler Ambulance made in England by Meccano. Very play one, looks like it's been repainted at least once over the top. Front tyres are missing, quite a few dents and scratch marks. Looking forward to doing this one. I do like these old Dinky toys. Okay, let's take a look at our ambulance a bit closer. Now, looking at Google Images, this is the original colour, sort of a cream beige with a red cross either side. The military ones had same design but green. They had a red cross on a white background on the front. Some casting lines on it. It could be just age related. Old paint stuck on. No front tyres. I've sourced new tyres, but I've got some old ones and we might be able to rejuvenate these. Though looking at the state of that particular one, you might say it's got a flat spot. Don't know if you can see that there. That is totally flat. Put it against a background. That's what you call a flat spot. So the first thing to do is get 1, 2 rivets removed. The rivets have already got recessed holes in them, so we don't have to punch a hole. Don't want to drill too much there. See if that is good enough. I don't think it will be yet. No. Looks like it could be easy to bend the base if you're not careful. I think I'll just move up to a bigger drill. Movement there. Backs off. One wheel come off straight away. Take the axle out. Yeah, that base is easy to bend. Don't really want to bend it too much. Way. There we go. Front axle's out. You can see how that base has got a bit bent. Very thin base. Nothing to it really. 2 quite thick posts. A few cobwebs. There we have it. It's going to be a nice one to do, this one. Okay, you can see the flat spot on that tyre now. So get that off. The bin really, that. This one looks a bit better, but it's very cracked. I think these hubs are metal. No, that one's just because it fits under there. That's what holds the wheels in, because it fits in there. So let's get them into the paint stripper. Right, I'm going to have to put a bit more nitramores in there with that. Ideally it needs to be coloured. It is, it's covered now. Right, they need about 40 minutes. Right, lift it out now. Let the excess drain away. Get it straight in some water. Okay, it's had a bit of time in the water. Just going to pull it out. Get it on a piece of wood. And start to wire brush it. To begin with, as you can see, the black's coming off. Quite a few coats on here. It may have to go back in again, who knows. Right, I'll leave that to dry before I try the multi-tool on it. Okay, the ambulance is out of the paint stripper. In the end, it did go into caustic soda. I might just give it a light file down with some sandpaper, but I can't see any major casting lines. It's an old model and perhaps one across there. Don't know. And you sometimes think, well, the wear and tear is its history. The base plate came up quite good, as did the wheels. Just got to do a little more polishing on that rear axle. That was quite rusty. And I might use the Cure Rust on it again, like I have done before. But she's looking pretty good. I'm just going to give it a coat with some Cure Rust. Just to remember, if it turns black or blue, there was certainly some pitted rust in there. This just ensures that it sort of has a chemical reaction with it, so it doesn't come back again. Dab the wheels. As you can see, the base plate certainly turning black in places. Do the underside as well, even though we're not going to see that. Doesn't too much matter about getting a bit on your hands. I've found it comes off. Can always just give it a sanding down if required. Oops, just grab it by the thing there, the post, rivet post. And the body doesn't look too bad. Here's just the base plate. There she is. Let that go off for 24 hours. And we'll be able to get back to you. Here is the Daimler Ambulance. It did end up going in the caustic soda. That second coat, the original coat of paint, was quite tough. There's a few age-related marks on the body, but to be honest, it is what it is. I'm going to leave it and paint it as it is. And this is the colour I've got, ivory silk. I had that in stock. I'm hoping it's going to come out like this, because there weren't, I've seen some that were white, the creamy colour, so that's what I'm trying to go for. Okay, we're just drilling the holes in these big posts. I'd already drilled the first hole. Seemed to have gone in nicely. Okay, the ambulance is out of primer, and as you can see, there's quite a few bad marks on it. I was going to leave it with its rough and ready marks. I did do a bit on the roof, but now I've seen just how bad it is, I'm going to have to do a bit of work with some wet and dry and some super glue and try and get it a bit better than it is, because I can't just spray over some of that, especially on this side. Just doing that major mark with a bit of wet and dry. You can see that there. There's a few other lines around. I'm sure this has been a restoration before, because I've noticed some file marks actually on the roof line, which I certainly didn't do, and a few other marks. I'll keep going with the wet and dry and get back to you when it's done. Right, here's the first coat of this ivory silk. We'll just leave that, see how it goes. Okay, our Daimler Ambulance is out of paint. It's not looking too bad. I've been looking what others have done. There's been quite a few of these done on YouTube. Some have masked off the Red Cross, painted it. Some have done it freehand. So I was thinking I'll be a bit different, just to differentiate from the others and do it with a marker pen. For the chrome bits, others have used a brush, etc. I've got one of these marker pens. Great value of the marker pen is if it doesn't look right, I'll still be able to paint over it. I've just noticed there's a little chip there, I'll have to touch that up too. And this is a raised red cross. Don't know if you can probably see that. It stands out quite a lot. Great advantage of the pen is it shouldn't run, whereas the paint may have run. do have to go over these pens twice sometimes. There we are, you can see how good that's going now. There we are, not bad at all. I'll do the other side. Okay, so I've got both red crosses done, either side. Now, for the chrome bits. Now what I'm going to do, headlights, grille, front bumper, rear bumper. I spotted on a YouTube short, these two rivets looked like they were done on an original, and maybe the bonnet. I'll check the YouTube short again before I proceed, but I'll get cracking now with the bumpers. Now I don't want like a bright Molotow pen effect, so I'm hoping this one's going to be about right. The issue for me here is to keep this in view for you. I'm painting at not my best seating position or viewing position. You can see that this brush has got a soft tip. Quite a few people have done these, have all done them a bit different. The later models were white. These were made between 1954 and 1964. This is an earlier one. The later models had some glass in them as well, some windows. Right, I'm going to have to bring this a bit closer. Because I'm holding up to the camera, I prefer to be resting on something. Never mind. Steady hand. The issue with this particularly old model was there was a lot of wear on the casting. So on this side there's virtually no line of reference for the headlight. Just these rears to do. I think we'll have to go over again with this silver pen. Right, I'll put that down for now. I've got some new tyres. As you can see, the old ones fairly cracked. No tread on the early model. I think the tyres on the later models were treaded. I've just done the wheels in the marker pen as well. I wasn't happy with the satin finish from the paint. So it's just a matter of easing the wheels on. There we are, there's the first tyre on. Second one to go. Second tyre on. And these are the rear axles, rear wheels. There we go. We're ready for assembly. Okay, we are on final assembly. Quick turn upside down. The front wheels just clip in. They are turning. The rears, they're held in by the chassis. So the axle goes through. And each wheel on each side. There we go. Then that drops onto that. Oops. Got the axle quite in. There we go. And she's ready for rivets. So it's touch super glue on a stick. Steady that hand. And the other side. Not very good left-handed. Ooh. The next time you see that, we'll be on the turntable. This is what we started with, a Play 1 Dinky Toys Daimler Ambulance, slightly beat up and looking for the worse for wear. And here's what we ended up with. Well, here she has completed our Dinky Daimler Ambulance, and doesn't she look a beauty? Red cross on the side, red wheels, slight chrome detailing with a pen. Red cross was done with a marker pen as well. This model was made between 1954 and 64. I think this is one of the earlier ones, so it will be over 60 years old now. And you could tell that on the casting, it was very worn. Lots of scope for detailing, but I tried to keep this one quite original. I hope you like it. If I get another one, I will go into a bit more detailing, I think. You know, on the header signs there above the carbon at the rear, on the door handles, etc. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to do that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I do reply to all your comments, and I look forward to seeing them. Thank you. I'll just leave you now with this Dinky Toy Daimler Ambulance. Have a great weekend.